You truly know summer is here when all of the summer fruits happen to just emerge at the exact same time. Right now here in Nova Scotia, we have cherries, blueberries, we have red currants, we have raspberries, we have nectarines. What are we gonna do with these amazing fruits? We're gonna make a delicious pavlova. It's shocking how easy this dessert is. So today we're actually going to not focus on the fruits that I talked about, but how easy making a pavlova is and how easy making lemon curd is, because we're going to put all these things together to make this gorgeous summer dessert. Pavlova is named after a Russian ballerina named Anna Pavlova, but I know a lot of people get pavlova mixed up with meringue. And the difference is a pavlova is baked less, so it's a little bit more like marshmallowy, like soft on the inside, where a meringue is like really like super dry, like where you eat it, you can like blow out air. Other than all the fruits that we picked up at OB's market this morning, so for the meringue, it's really easy. We just need egg whites, sugar, cornstarch, cream of tartar, oh, and a little bit of vanilla, of course. And then for the lemon curd, it's really easy. So all the yolks that we're saving are gonna go into our lemon curd. So we're just gonna need lemons, lemon zest, sugar, egg yolks, and butter, and that's it. And then we're gonna use all these beautiful fruits, and I think I might even make some whipped cream as well, just to like, you know, put it over the top. First things first, we need to make this pavlova because it has to bake for at least 90 minutes. So I have 8 egg whites and I've set my yolks aside because we're going to use that for our lemon curd. So into my mixer.
Renee.
Yes, Doug.
Can you maybe share a little story about how you might want to go about separating your eggs?
Well, Doug, considering it just took me 20 minutes and about 40 eggs because I kept messing up.
So I'm a little bit angry right now.
Best thing to do is to actually put them in one bowl and then separate them so that you don't taint all your egg whites, which I did twice. And because I know you're laughing at it, but it's...
Once you get yolk into your egg whites, that kind of screws everything up.
Well, yes. So even like in the mixture of your bowl, make sure there's like no water, no fat, and like it has to be like dry and clean because your egg whites will not whip properly. I'm going to start whipping this. This is going to take about like 10 minutes. So what I do is I like to start whipping my egg whites until they are getting bubbly. And then what I'm going to do is slowly add 2 cups of white sugar. So this has been whipping for what feels like an eternity, but we've got some fairly stiffish peaks in this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fold in my cream of tartar and my cornstarch just to stabilize it. So I'm just gonna fold this in. So I've got my oven on at 350. We're not gonna bake it at 350. We're gonna put it in at 350, and then as soon as we put it in, we're gonna turn it down to 200. So this recipe makes sort of like 2 large pavlova bottoms, but you can certainly make smaller ones. You can do whatever size. I like to just trace on my parchment paper like the size that I want it, so that I try to stay inside the lines.
Smart.
Right? So this makes 2.
Kitchen hacks.
Yes, kitchen hacks. We all know how great I am at doing this kind of stuff. I'm just gonna put it in half in this one. And you wanna kind of leave also like a bit of a divot in the center. Some people use like a pastry bag to do this. I like to just use my spoon. And then sometimes I like to make like little doo-doos, blue-blues. Little sort of...
You're going for more of an organic look.
So there's one. I'm gonna do my other one, and then I'm gonna put them in the 350-degree oven, and as soon as they go in, I'm gonna turn it down to 200, and then you don't wanna open the door. You do not wanna open the door. Halfway through, you can flip them, and then when they're done, they will be like crispy on the outside and soft. What you wanna do is turn your oven off and let them cool in the oven, and then you can pull them out. So we're gonna start our lemon curd while the pavlovas are in the oven. So here I have my 8 egg yolks. The whites, of course, went into our pavlova. I'm gonna add 1.3 cups of white sugar. I'm gonna add the zest of about 2 lemons. You want about a tablespoon of lemon zest. And then we're gonna use the juice of these lemons as well. So you want about, I'd say about 2/3 of a cup, depending on how lemony you want it. And you always know, I know you can tell that when I zest, I always turn my lemon and I don't go back and forth. At work, I'm constantly yelling at people for like going back and forth, and all of our rasps get ruined like super fast. All right, so I added the juice of the 2 lemons that I zested. You want about 2/3 of a cup of lemon juice. And then I'm just gonna mix this all together before putting it on my double boiler. I like to just have my water simmering. Sometimes I even like put like a tea towel on top so that I'm not like on direct heat. So this usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes. You want to whisk it, and then usually I use my spatula, and what you want to do is you want it to like thicken. So I think like a good gauge of like how thick you want it is if hollandaise, because you just want to like cook it until it thickens. This has been on for about 10 minutes, and you can see it's thickened. It's nice. It's sort of like sticking to the sides, and you can see on my spatula, I can run my finger through it.
That's the test.
That's the test. Very nice and lemony. So now what I want to do is I want to stir in my butter, my nice cold butter. And then once I get all my butter incorporated, I'm going to actually place a piece of saran wrap like right on top so that you don't get like that sort of like skin. And if you want to use it right away, I would put it over a bowl of ice and water and keep stirring it if you don't have the time to let it chill in the fridge. You could make orange curd. We've made orange curd or lime curd.
Same principles apply then for the recipe?
Same principles apply. All the curds.
Curds.
All the curds.
You're a curd nerd.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. The pavlovas are out of the oven. They have cooled down. As you can tell, they're not perfect, nor should they be. That just means you did a really great job. Lemon curd is cooled. We have lots here. I actually made another batch because my kids really wanted some. Little chantilly cream, we know what that is. It's just some 35% with a little bit of sugar and a little bit of vanilla. We actually don't have a plate or a platter that is big enough to house this pavlova that I'm about to build. So I'm gonna do it right on the cutting board.
Straight on the cutting board.
Straight on the cutting board.
I like your style.
You like my style. I also went out back and I foraged in our yard. We had some mint and some of these beautiful little Johnny jump ups. And I had 2 borage flowers left, some calendula, and of course nasturtiums. We have lots of nasturtiums. So we have lots of nasturtiums at work too.
All edible, right?
All edible, yes. Now this is actually a messy dessert. We might as well just accept
That's right.
that this is a messy, delicious dessert. And I can feel just by looking at my shards here that it's got a nice like soft center. All right, so I'm going to and this honestly is this dessert should be freeform. And because of the divot that we made in the center of our pavlova, there's this nice little home for this delicious curd. And then I think what I'm gonna do is put some of my chantilly whip. I hope you're hungry. I guess we're gonna just take this to work, aren't we? There's no way that we're leaving this here.
Our children will.
Our children were literally, they will come home from paddling today and they'll just be one ginormous mess. All right, I'm not gonna put a lot. I'm gonna put in the center, I'm gonna put some of these beautiful raspberries that we picked up this morning and my blueberries as well. I'm gonna save my cherries and my red currants for the top, Doug. Even like that, look at that, that's even nice. That's just 1 layer.
There we go.
That's just a 1 layer pavlova. It's like the crowning, oh my gosh. This is gonna be insane. I'm gonna press it down a little bit. Wow. I'm just gonna pour.
Decorate away.
I'm gonna pour my curd in here like this. I'm gonna finish decorating and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna give this a very messy try, Doug.
Holy.
I'm impressed with my work today. But you know what?
This thing is ridiculous.
You know what, Doug?
I know what you're gonna say.
You've had all the elements, you tasted the curd, you've had the meringue, you've had the berries. I honestly think that maybe this time we should just surprise the staff at work today.
Bring it to the gang. It's really curd and meringue that are like the hard parts, and then the rest is just, you can dress it up any way you want with whatever fruit or whatever you have kicking
Yeah,
around.
because I mean, right now we're like the raspberries, blueberries, currants, cherries, nectarines, peaches, plums. And in the winter, you could really, honestly, you could dress it up with whatever you want.
Yeah, make sure to give us some feedback on what you think is a great way to do pavlova and what other desserts you want to see moving forward, because we now know Renee is the dessert queen, reluctant dessert queen.
I am not. How about we do one where I fail? How about the 40 eggs that I broke today?
That's true.
All right.
All right,
Let's
off
take
to
this
work we go.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you next week.